We're going to spend the next couple days going through or getting practice with each of the specific transformations. So today, we're going to do translations. When we have a translation, what we say yesterday happens to the shape. When we have a translation, the shape slides. So it moves from one spot to another, but it looks exactly the same, just in a different location. One of the things we got to remember, or we'll have to work with these, are ordered pairs. You've had ordered pairs since 5th grade, so we should be familiar with how they work, but just to review, first number is your X value, second number is your Y value. So write this somewhere on your sheet just so you have that written down. X is first, then Y. It's just like the alphabet. X comes before Y. When we have a graph, we got x-axis and a y-axis. The x-axis is the axis that goes from side to side, left to right. Whoops. So x-axis or x values are talking about the left and the right. Y values and the y-axis are talking about up or down. So for translations, that's going to be important too. When they talk about something sliding to the left, that's talking about an X value. When they talk about it going up, that's talking about a Y value. So when we have a translation, what it does is it moves every part of a figure the same direction and the same distance. Have to go up and to the left, and they also have to move. When we have a translation, the figure can move left and right, down, or probably more so left or down. Be up and to the right. Just can't be up and down. Can't be left and right together. And then I was yesterday. Translations are thought as slides or slide shape. We have our pre-image there, triangle ABC. What we're going to do is we are going to translate 5 units to the left and 2 units down. So when I do that, all that is counting. So 5 left. For A, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's 2 units down, 1, 2. So right there is going to be my A prime. And we got to do the same thing for each one of those ordered pairs. So B, we go 5 to the left and 2 down. So there's my B prime. C, 5 to the left, 2 down. So there is my C prime. All right, my triangle. I'm going to go that. See, about the same shape, about the same. Drew straighter lines over. And that's what happens with the translation. We just count the points. If we don't have it graphed, though, what we use are the ordered pairs. So our pre-image, the one to start with, for A, I have, what was that, 2, 4 as an ordered pair. We'll switch it back to black. For B, it was at the point 6, 7 to start with. And C was at 7, 3 to start with. All right, so those are our ordered pairs that we started with. Where it ends up on the image, our A prime is at -3, +2. B prime is at 1, 5. And then C prime is at 2, 1. Everybody kind of follow on how we got those? Any questions on getting those? All right, so if we look, let's look specifically at the B. B to B prime. What happened to my X values? It decreased by how many? Well, just the X values. 5. Oh, it's not going to let me click on it. All right, so what we have with our X values, they decreased by 5. Like y'all said. Our x-axis goes from left to right. To the left on a number line is where you have decreasing. So if it goes to the left, it's going to decrease your x values. All right, we'll keep with B. What happened to the y values then? Going from 7 to 5. Decreased by 2. Now this part C here, we don't have to do as much. But when they talk about it being seen or shown algebraically, this is what they're talking about. All right, so you can see in the parentheses like an ordered pair, it's got x minus 5 because we decreased the x value by 5, and it's got y minus 2. Any questions on that? Y'all give number 2 here a try. We got to translate triangle DEF, 4 units right, 3 units up. -5 on the F, not a -6. All right, who thinks they can give me the ordered pair for D prime? Say it again. Not quite. Got the right X value. No? -3, -1. So we got a -3, -1 for D prime. Oh, what about E prime? -4 is correct. X values are going first. This one doesn't have it labeled, but that's your x-axis. That's your y-axis. So we're looking for where it lines up with the x as our first number. That's the 0. 4 for the y value. How about F prime? David? No. One -2 is correct. Once you count them up, or count their movement, when you're looking at the ordered pair, like for F here, you look at the X value first, that was 1. Y value second, that was -2. So we got 1, -2. All right, so now we got to describe what's happening. So what's happening to our X values? Who can tell me? They increased by 4. So we're going up 4 for our X values. What about our Y values? What's happening to the Y values? Increasing by 3. So to write it algebraically, since they're both increasing, we're going to put pluses for each of those. So we'd have an X plus 4, Y plus 3. Any questions on that one? So now we have a translation. We have to describe what happened. So start is the one without the prime marks, okay? So this shape is starting down here in quadrant 4. And it's moving up here or over to this one, which is in 2 and 3. So what direction is it moving? Or what directions? To the left. Yo, this should not be a difficult question. I asked you what directions is it moving? We just said this is where it starts. We know it starts here because it doesn't have the prime marks. That means that's the pre-image. So if we just focus on one letter, we'll go point H, and we're going to H prime. Y'all, to go from here to here, it has to go up and to the left. Now we get into counting. We got to count how many up, how many left. So we're going from here up to here. So you could use the numbers on the axes, or you could count the squares. So we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going up 4. And we're going left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means when it's translated, it went 7 units left, 4 units up. I went up and to the left. For the words, that part doesn't matter. When it's an ordered pair, the order definitely matters because left and right is your X, up and down is your Y. Algebraically then, like I said, left and right's the X. If we are going left, that means we subtract from the X value. Up and down is the Y. If we're going up, that means we're adding to the Y value. So we'd have X minus 7 and Y plus 4. Down subtracts for Y values. Right for y'all, right adds, left subtracts for X values. And that's just to point out, two shapes are congruent. We mentioned that yesterday. When we have a translation, it's going to be the same exact shape, same exact size, just different location. Any questions on that? All right, so I'm actually going to start with the algebra on this one, okay? So we don't do that one as much, but it's maybe easier to see first with the ordered pairs. So if we're looking algebraically at this, our X value is first. I'm going from 12 to -1. Is that going up or down? Increasing or decreasing? Decreasing, so we're going to subtract. How many? 13. We got to go from 12 to 0 and then one more to get to -1. So that means our X values are subtracting 13. Our Y values, we're going from 7 to 14. So is that increasing or decreasing? Increasing. So we're going to go Y, kind of, Y, And it's increasing, so we're going to add. 7 to 14, how many? 7. All right, so verbally, we're talking about whether it goes left or right, up or down. X's are left and right. If we're subtracting, that is to the left. So that means our translation is going left 13 units. Y-axis goes up or down. If it's increasing, that's going up 7. Any questions on how that worked? All right, y'all try 6 and 7. I'm just interested in the words part, okay? So for number 6 here, anyone tell me what's happening there? Not quite. If we're going from -6 to -5, that's increasing your X value. So if we're increasing the X value, which direction are we going? Right, so try it again, David. Right 1, up 10. So right 1, up 10. The X values went from -6 to -5. That's an increase of 1. If X is increasing, that is going to the right. Y values went from -8 to +2. So that is increasing. And that's going 10. Increasing is up for Y's. Number 7. Not quite. X value is good. No? Yeah, we got left 6. We go from -3 to -9, so that's decreasing by 6. Decreasing X values is to the left. Our Y values go from 6 to -1. That's decreasing. When Y values decrease, they're going down from 6 to -1 is a distance of 7. Any questions on that one?